Welcome to the Folktale Project. This is Dan Scholes. Today we have our final chapter this week of the story of Blondine by Comtesse Sophie de Ségur. And this story sees Blondine awakening in the Forest of Lilacs and rediscovering once more that she is trapped in the enchanted forest. This is Blondine's Awakening, Beau-Minon. Blondine slept calmly all night. No ferocious beast came to trouble her slumbers. She did not suffer from the cold and awakened at a late hour in the morning. She rubbed her eyes, much surprised to see herself surrounded by trees in place of being in her own room in the palace and upon her own bed. She called her nurse, and a soft mewing was the only response. Astonished and almost frightened, she looked around and saw at her feet a superb white cat, looking gently upon her and continuing to mew plaintively. "Ah, pretty puss! How beautiful you are!" cried Blondine, placing her little hand caressingly upon the soft fur, white as snow. "I am so happy to see you, pretty puss, for you will conduct me to your home. I am indeed very hungry, and I have not the strength to walk much further without food." Blondine had scarcely uttered these words when the white pussy mewed again and pointed with her little paw to a small package lying near her, wrapped neatly in fine white linen. She opened the parcel, and discovered it contained bread and butter, which she found delicious. She gave the crumbs to Pussy, who munched them with seeming delight. When they had finished their simple meal, Blondine leaned over towards her little companion and said caressingly, "Thanks, pretty puss, for the breakfast you've given me. Now, can you conduct me to my papa, who is certainly in despair because of my absence?" Pussy, whom Blondine named Beau-Minon, shook her head and mewed plaintively. "Ah, you understand me, Beau-Minon," said Blondine. "I entreat you to have pity upon me and lead me to some house, before I perish with hunger, cold, and terror in this vast forest." Beau-Minon looked at the princess fixedly and made a sign with her little graceful white head which seemed to say, "I understand you." She rose, advanced a few steps, and paused to see if Blondine followed her. "I am here, Beau-Minon. I will follow you gladly," said Blondine. "But how can we pass through these bushy thickets? I see no path." Beau-Minon made no reply, but sprang lightly into the thicket, which opened of itself to allow Blondine and Beau-Minon to pass, and then closed up immediately. Blondine walked on for about half an hour. As she advanced, the forest became lighter, the grass was finer, and the flowers more abundant. She saw many pretty birds singing melodiously and graceful squirrels bounding along the branches of the trees. Blondine, who had no doubt that she was about to leave the forest and see her dear father again, was enchanted with all that she saw. She wished to pause and gather the lovely wild flowers, but Beau-Minon advanced steadily and mewed plaintively whenever Blondine relaxed her speed. In about an hour, Blondine perceived an elegant castle. Beau-Minon led her to the gilded grating. However, Blondine did not know how to enter. There was no bell, and the gate was closed. Beau-Minon had disappeared, and Blondine was once more alone. And that is Blondine's Awakening, Beau-Minon, the 4th chapter in the French tale of Blondine. And here we see that she is not alone in this enchanted forest, is she? And Beau-Minon will not be the last creature that she meets. This is Dan Scholes for the Folktale Project. Don't forget that you can subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Play, Overcast, anywhere you like to get your podcasts. You can follow us on Twitter at Folktale Project. You can find us on Auto Radio, TuneIn Radio, iHeartRadio, Spotify, anywhere you like to listen. And you can always head over to folktaleproject.com, where you'll find a new story waiting for you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Don't forget that if you'd like to help support the podcast, you can always head over to patreon.com/folktaleproject, where for as little as $1 a month, you can get early access to every story told. Next week, we'll be back with 3 new tales. As always, thank you so much for listening.